Escoffier is the new 5-star character we will have on the version 5.6, and she seems to be amazing. In this video, I will explain all you need to know about her, how to build her, how to play with her, everything. My name is Dphoenix, and without any furthers, let's explain Escoffier's kit. Escoffier is a 5-star cryo polearm user focused on being a healer and sub DPS for your teams. On her normal attacks, Escoffier performs up to 3 attacks, and on her charge attack, she consumes a certain amount of stamina to perform an upward thrust. Nothing special in here, but when you use her skill, low temperature cooking, you will have 2 modes of use, either by tapping or holding the skill button. If you tap her skill, Escoffier activates her portable oven that follows the current active character and deals cryo damage at intervals to nearby opponents. But if you hold her skill button instead, she will activate her portable oven into cookery mode, which will be better explained on her exploration passive. And for last, on her burst, scoring cuts, Escoffier deals AoE cryo damage and restores HP to all nearby party members based on her attack. With her exploration passive, constant off-the-cuff cookery, when Escoffier holds her skill button, she will activate her portable oven into her cookery mode, where similar to the gadget we already have, it can absorb elemental attacks, and when it reaches its limit, it converts the ingredients placed into wonderful food, and just like the gadget, she will have a fixed amount of dishes she can do per week. With her first exploration passive, better to salivate than medicate, after using her burst, Escoffier will obtain the Rehab Diet effect for 9 seconds, where she restores HP for nearby active characters based on 138.24% of her attack. And for last, on her second Ascension passive, Inspiration Immerse Seasoning, when there are 1, 2, 3 or 4 Hydro or Cryo characters on the team, Escoffier will decrease the Hydro res and Cryo res of any opponents hit by her skill or burst by 5%, 10%, 15% or 55% for 12 seconds. Her talent priorities are the following: focus on your skill and burst with similar priorities, and for last her normal attacks, which you can leave at level 1 since you will never use them. Now, let's talk a bit about Escoffier Constellations for those wondering what they do and how they can use them. On her C1, when 4 party members are Hydro or Cryo, all nearby party members will have their Cryo damage crit damage increased by 60% for 15 seconds after Escoffier uses her skill or burst. On her C2, when Escoffier activates her cooking mech in its cold storage mode, you will gain the freshly prepared delicacy. She will gain the freshly prepped delicacy effect for 15 seconds. During this time, Escoffier will gain 5 cold dish stacks. When nearby active characters apart from Escoffier deal cryo damage with normal, charge or plunging attacks, or an elemental skill or elemental burst, they will expand 1 cold dish stack to increase their damage dealt by 240% of Escoffier's attack. If you hit multiple opponents with the single instance of cryo damage, cold dish stacks will be consumed based on the number of opponents hit. Her C3 will increase the level of her skill by 3, with her C4, Rehab Diet lasts 6 seconds more, and while it's active, you have a chance of healing 100% extra HP and restoring 2 energy to Escoffier when you trigger healing throughout Rehab Diet. This chance corresponds to Escoffier crit rate, and you can trigger this effect 7 times during any 1 Rehab Diet's duration. Her C5 will increase the level of her burst by 3, and for last, with her C6, Cooking Mech Cold Storage mode is enhanced. When your party's active character's normal, charge or plunging attacks hits opponents, Cooking Mech Cold Storage mode will fire off another special grade Frosty Parfait, dealing 500% of Escoffier's attack as AoE cryo damage. This damage is considered elemental skill damage, and it can only be triggered once every 0.5 seconds, and this effect can be triggered 6 times within the duration of 1 Cooking Mech Cold Storage mode. Now it's time to talk about the best artifact sets you should farm for your Escoffier. Her best insult set will be a set that debuted alongside Fontaine, being the 4-piece Golden Troop. This is a clear winner since it provides up to 70% skill damage bonus on its complete set, something that Escoffier will love and achieve easily since she will be staying pretty much all the time off-field. 4-piece Blizzard Strayer can also be used on Escoffier if you have good pieces laying around your inventory, since it will provide 15% cryo damage and up to 40% crit rate. But since the endgame is becoming more and more bosses, I'd recommend staying on this set since most of the times you will only get 20% crit rate. 4-piece Tenacity will also be a good option for her if you are going for a more support build, since she will be able to increase the attack and shield strength of all nearby party members when her skill hits opponents. It's a more niche set, but it's there for those players who want her more towards the supportive role. And for last, if you are still farming for her best in slot, you can always mix and match two pieces between the sets that provide damage percent and attack percent. Now that we know the best sets, let's now talk about the best stats you need to be looking for. For the Sense, attack percent. For the Goblet, cryo damage or attack percent. And for the Circlet, crits. For the subsets, you should focus on crits, attack and ER. For Escoffier weapons, her best insult will be her signature, Symphonist of Sense, providing a good amount of crit damage on the substat and its passive increasing your Escoffier's attack by a lot, and also giving the healed characters a very good attack buff. Other 5-star options that Escoffier can use if you have them laying around in your inventory with no one to use them are Staff of Oma, Calamity, Engulfing Lightning or Staff of the Scarlet Sands. But keep in mind that some of these weapons won't be that useful if you get a decent amount of ER on Escoffier. Her best 4-star option will be the Battle Pass Polearm Deathmatch, giving you a good amount of crit rate on its subset while increasing your Escoffier's attack and defense on its passive. Other 4-star options you can use if you don't have the previous weapons I mentioned are Fervonia's Lens, Mounting Bracing Bolt or Blackleaf Pole, but once again, some of these options may be considered worse if you already have a good amount of ER on your build. Oyanashi will be her best F2P option, since it will provide a decent amount of ER on the subset and a good attack and movement speed increase after using your skill on its passive. For Escoffier teams, as we already realized, she will be focused on teams that are only consisted by Hydro and Cryo characters, but she will always be usable on different teams. So here are some options. For an Ayaka team, pair her with Ayaka, Shenhe and Furina. For a Neuvillette team, pair her with Neuvillette, Citlali and Furina. For a Risley team, pair her with Risley, Yelan and Furina. And for an Arlecchino build, pair her with Arlecchino, Bennett and Kazuha or Sucrose. Just a reminder that you shouldn't limit yourself into only using these teams. These are just some examples and I'm sure other characters will perform as well. So feel free to experiment and have fun with the characters you wanna use. And if you have any questions about who to replace the characters you don't have, feel free to ask me in the comments. So what's your opinion about Escoffier? Are you going to pull for her or waiting to see if she proves her value with future characters? After this guide, I hope you have a more understanding on how to build and play with her. If you like this video, don't forget to like and sub. Your support would be amazing. A special thanks to my members for trying to support me even more, and thank you so much for staying until the end. My name is dphoenix, and you are free to follow me on my other socials. Stay safe, have a good one, and good luck on your future pulls.